All right, guys, today we're going to be upgrading our factory blow-off valve. You may not know, but in a turbo system, when it spools up extra pressure for power, when you hit the accelerator, when you release the accelerator, it has an additional buildup of pressure that has to go somewhere in order for it to not continue throttling. Right, so here is our factory blow-off valve. Some people call it a BOV. And what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be putting this spacer in here. And you can see on the sides, there's 3 sides that have open machined grooves. And that allows that air to release quicker. And so that it helps the turbo spool down quicker and be ready for another boost if you need to accelerate again. And also, it makes a really cool psh sound, which you hopefully will be able to hear in this video. So let's get right to it. Before I do anything crazy, I'm going to try to capture what it sounds like now. I don't know if it has a whole lot of sound or not, because I can't really hear it from inside the cab. But I'm going to rev it up a couple of times with my camera out here and see if we can hear any kind of that psh noise after, and we'll go from there. All right, what you just heard was just 3 revs from with the factory blow-off valve, and I didn't hear anything even with my door open, so I doubt you guys heard anything either. But let's get this thing installed. So the only tools you'll need is a Phillips screwdriver and an 8mm socket. The 8mm sockets to remove the factory bolts. There's 3 of them, and then it has these aftermarket bolts. I'm a little bit worried about these. I've never seen this kind of self-tapping screw worked with this type of material before. A little bit concerned about that, but this product has great reviews, so I guess it's not a problem. Anyway, let's start out by taking those 3 bolts out. All right, I've got the factory blow-off valve off. You want to make sure your O-ring stays inside that groove. You can see on this one it's outside of the groove, so I'll have to make sure that's in before I install that spacer. But oh, I forgot to mention, you got to also remove this 2-pin connector here, but it came off really easily once you popped that little white tab out. So let's put our spacer in there and get those new screws in. All right, that's what it looks like with just the spacer just sitting in there. Obviously the screws aren't installed yet, and the blow-off valve isn't installed yet. But one little mistake, the instructions said Phillips screwdriver and they were wrong. Obviously there's no Phillips screws here, so I'm using a 10mm socket. All right, that's what it looks like fully installed. Got the 3 screws in there. And this connector went on easily. I had plenty of slack in there to compensate for that extra inch of space, so I didn't have to pull any extra slack out of that wiring harness. So that's in there, and next thing we're going to do is fire it up and see how it sounds like now. All right, I'm fairly confident you guys could hear that noise now, because I could hear it from inside the cab, even with the door closed. It's much more loud, more noticeable. So I like it. Sounds really cool, and it will also help my turbo perform a little bit better. So that's it for now. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll see you guys on the next one.